Welcome to this week's OWA Live. We are talking about 9 tips for volunteering in retirement. If you don't already know, here at Oxford Wealth Advisors, we believe that when you give out good, good comes back. So we wanted to share some of the tips that we have learned over the years on things to look out for volunteering. Number 1 is identify why you want to volunteer. Knowing that will help you land on a great volunteer opportunity that really fits your goal and what you want to do. Number 2 is focus on passions and talents. If you have a specific talent, try to look for volunteer opportunities to share that first and foremost. And then if there aren't any of those, you can move on to the more generic volunteer opportunities. But usually within your talent, there's a limited amount of people that can fill those shoes. So look for those first. Number 3 is start local. Check your community and see if there are any needs close to you. And if there aren't, you can start expanding that sphere until you find a volunteer opportunity. But starting local is wonderful because it also helps with the social aspect. If you do make friends, then you can go out to lunch or coffee afterwards and have a wonderful time. Number 4 is use a volunteer agency. It can be a little intimidating sometimes. So if you're afraid of finding that volunteer opportunity, really getting all the details and figuring out the coordination of that, you can hire someone to do that for you. Number 5 is to understand the volunteer process. So with some volunteer opportunities, there may be some requirements such as a background check or driving requirements. Ask about those, because if you are comfortable with it, wonderful. But if you aren't, you can move on to another opportunity where you will be utilized and needed. Number 6, don't overcommit. So volunteer agencies, charities really need people and their time, and they will try to squeeze as much out of you as possible, rightly so, because they really need the help. But it is really great for you to make sure you balance that out. So don't be afraid to say no. That's number 7. Don't be afraid to say no. If it starts to feel a little unbalanced or too demanding, you can talk to the supervisor and just say, I need to pare this back a little bit. What I recommend is volunteer maybe 1 day every couple of weeks, and then go up to 2 days or 3 days and see what feels right for you. You can increase it or decrease it as you feel comfortable with. Number 8 is to bring a friend or a spouse. It can be a little intimidating to go into those situations, especially when you're new. So take someone with you. Takes the edge off, but also it doubles the impact because now you have 4 hands doing all the work and 2 brains. And then number 9 is to utilize available resources. There are great websites out there nowadays that will help you find local service opportunities, and then you can expand that sphere. They'll pretty much go wherever you want. So one of them is volunteermatch.org. Another is Points of Light. And then the last one I would recommend is justserve.org. Feel free to check those out. Let us know if you guys do any of those volunteer works. We would love to see the wonderful impact you're having. And we love to volunteer. So if you have any charities or volunteer opportunities that you think we should help with, please let us know. And until then, we will see you next time.